we live? I believe we are live. Welcome, everyone. It's Citizen Journalist. Shout out to Ari Jacobs for the merch. Let me get up real so y'all can see this sweatshirt. So it says Citizen Journalist because truth matters. This is, if you guys want one of these, it's at the merch shop on follow at Ari Jacobs, and she's got the merch shop with these. Super, super cute. So I thought I'd rock it since I'm out here. You know what? I didn't post to X that I was coming on. Let me post that real quick so that everyone over on X knows that I'm live now. So as people come in here, we had one person. Where is everybody? So I'm like going live to go over my court notes, and I will let me post to X. So. Hey everyone, we have two others. Christina, hey beautiful. I know everybody's probably doing dinner or what. It's 9 o'clock East Coast time right now. All right, so there, I posted to X. Laura said her computer froze. So hopefully we get some more peeps in here now that I'm posting. Not moving to dismiss was a pro move. Who said that? So what was going on with Blake and Ryan? There was an article by Yahoo. Justin Baldoni lives like a prince. I mean, legal drama. Okay, I gotta catch up on all things Blake and Baldoni because I've been all into the Perez thing. Here's the notebook. Here's you didn't get any notification earlier. Okay, I'll give the people some time to come in. I got the little matching notebook. Got all comfy, got out of my outfit. It was so funny because I got some people saying that it was giving Carmen Sandiego with the hat. And then I also had people saying that it was giving the mask, you know, the yellow outfit. It was the wide leg pants, I think. But I kind of thought it was giving like another simple favor, like mafioso style. That's what I thought. Yes, it does say citizen journalist. I wasn't sure if it was going to go backwards or not. Maybe I'll do that so you guys can see the whole thing. It says, because truth matters. This is, I just said it earlier, it's R.A. Jacobs merch line. So I'll give some people a little bit of time to get in here. It's so weird because when I go live on my phone, for some reason, more people come on. So I don't know if it's like a different notification when you go live on the phone, because literally I'll go live and there'll be like 30, 40 people right away. Oh, hi, Kenny. How are you? We're going to be reading the notes. We're waiting for a little bit more people to come in. Dude, I have like notes torn open. I'm trying to figure out where that piece went. Let me silence my phone because people are texting. Okay. Where did this page rip out from? Okay, I'll have to find out where it ripped up from. But yeah, I think we're going to start off with court fashion. Hi, Joy. How are you? I'm glad you made it. Okay, so I'm going to have to hurry because, let me see. I actually have to go and have dinner. Let me see if they can wait for me about 30 minutes. If not, then I'm probably gonna have to reschedule. I totally forgot. I didn't realize it was already gonna be 7:30. But I think we could get through this pretty fast. So let me see what they say. They can meet me there in 30 minutes. I'll let y'all know because I'm like, I don't want to get started again. Was this last time? Let me see. Yeah, that's the transferring. Okay, so let's get into the court fashion. Go fast and we could do it. Yeah, that's what I was like. If they can wait for me 30 minutes. Okay, so there was a girl named Amadri there. I'm gonna post to Instagram because I had a lot of people telling me like, why aren't you on Instagram? And I got a ton of pictures. Um, so I'm gonna post all the celebrity fashion pictures on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I think it's C Journalist. So yeah, they said they could wait for me. Okay, so that's good. Um, Let me go see what my Instagram handle is so that Laura can put it on there. It's how do I find the username? Oh, it's cj.cjournalist24. So go follow me on Instagram if you guys want all the celebrity court fashion pictures, all the pictures from. You also only get 3 notifications. Oh, only 3 notifications from a poster a day. Oh, so that's why more people were coming before. I was gonna wait till morning, but I'm gonna be traveling, and then I probably won't do a show tomorrow morning. I will probably do a show. What's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday morning will be my first show. It'll probably be covering Cardi or I know I still want to do the Friedman show with all the Brian Friedman cases. Let me see who else is here. Okay, so there's the Instagram. If you guys want all the pictures. So Amadri was wearing a headband with a floral, like Day of the Dead. She said that's what she bought it for, was Halloween. It was like a floral headband. Um, she was super cute. She's one of our followers, so shout out to Amadri. Um, there was a girl who was wearing a magenta pink flapper style dress with the headband as well. And it had like a boa, like that boa material, um, like fuzzy feathers. We had the same girl, I think, that wore the cheetah print shirt last time. We had 3 cheetah print shirts. And then, I got a picture with the girl, and I think video. There was a girl who was wearing red Rainbow Bright shoes. It was so cute. And then like a 70s style dress with like flowers. And her headband was so cute. It had like little plastic flowers on the top. It was the cutest thing. We had a cheetah vest. Okay, I already told you guys about that. There was a couple of cheetah people. And then pink magenta pants of the same suit I was wearing. Someone else was wearing just the pink magenta pants with some cute tennis shoes and a shirt. Some of these people I got pictures of because they were at the after party. Some I didn't. There was another girl who was wearing the same color blazer as me. Shout out to, I think it was called Vegas Navigator. They were from Vegas Navigator. So check them out. They were really cool. It was a girl and a guy who were there from Vegas Navigator. So the fashion was cute. There was a crochet top that was there with some red pants and some jean flats. It was really, really cute. We saw some like, those big platform shoes. They were black shiny ones. It's kind of like, like old school emo. Those were kind of cute. Joy said, yeah, that headband was cute. So I got pictures of some of these at the after party. Also, shout out to Vilo, who's one of our followers here, also known as Victoria. She was there and she said that I inspired her to get a ticket from San Diego to come out here. So kudos to her. Vilo, yeah, she came out here to support. She was sitting next to me. She was taking notes and I'm like, citizen journalism in the making. So I'd love to see what notes she took and we can compare. I got all her info. Yeah, that is really cool that she was there, Christina. So my view, I was on the third little bench row or whatever. My view was the little flower headbands and then the girl with the little plastic. It's like a little headband with like little plastic flowers sticking up. So I thought that was really cute because I was like right in my peripheral. So yeah, so the associate that I keep touching my face. I need to stop doing that. Okay. The associate that was there last time that DFJ was like, they hired her because it was like she calls it the DEI hire or whatever, because of the plantation princess stuff. Because I believe she's like African American, but obviously that wasn't me. That was DFJ. She always clarifies. She's like, that's not CJ's opinion. So that associate was not there. I believe her name's Lauren something. But it was Richard Pucker. And it was so funny because she didn't know his name when she presented herself. She was like, I'm Meryl Governski and this is Richard. And then she's like, oh, Pucker. So she didn't even know the guy's name, which is funny. The whole left side was full. So I feel like, I don't know if it was more people that came out to support, but it seemed like it because the entire left side was elbow to elbow full. I'm not sure how many people were there last time. Let me see if I put a number last time of how many people were there. What did I put? I put 25 people, I believe. So there was 38 people today. So a little bit more people than last time. And then there was the clerk in the front, the lady who types or whatever. Perez was on one side, obviously, with his little flower suit. Before they started, so this is at 2:10 p.m. Before they started, Meryl was on her computer. She had like a big giant binder and she was going through like all these papers and then like on her computer. And Richard Pucker, he was just like staring at where the judge is supposed to sit. He was not doing a dang thing. He was just like twiddling his thumbs and just like sitting there. Perez was very confident. He was taking a sip of his smart water and just kind of like rocking in his chair, like back like this and just like chilling. I put Perez very confident. So the clerk walks in. Oh, and then I put so hot. Like it was so hot. It was cooler outside with the little like wind breeze than it was inside. What did I put here? Oh, people brought fans this time. So we had our favorite girl, Katrina. She had her fan. And then we had someone else who had a little like those auto fans. So yeah, we had some people come in. And then I said, oh, the girl that had like the furry boa thing, she had tons of bracelets, which I was like, oh, Blake would love that. Because you know how Blake always has all the bracelets and stuff. No, Missy, we just finished the court fashion. We just did the court fashion. We're getting into the notes here. So he says, my name is Mario Lavandera Jr. I'm just reading off my notes. So if I'm looking off camera, I'm still getting used to like looking at the camera. So it says, maybe I should put them in front like this and then read down. I don't know. What's the best way, y'all? Chat. How do y'all want me to read them? Like off to the side? What's best for y'all? So he says, my name is Mario Lavandera Jr. The court can refer to me as Mr. Hilton. And then that's when I said Meryl stuttered, which is like Rick Pucker. She didn't even know his name. So he says, right off the top, in reviewing the submissions and the law, Rule 501 federal common law does apply here. What that means is that the qualified reporter's privilege would be applicable and state privileges under Nevada law do not apply. So right off the top, that's what the judge said. He said here what is it called? The qualified reporter's privilege has its own requirements. And so then he went through the three-pronged test that DFJ had already told us about. He's like, the factors are availability from other sources, whether it's duplicative, and the relevance to the issue at hand. So the three-pronged test. He's like, I want to start with a discussion about the privilege. Ms. Governski, please come up to the podium. And then he said, as I understand, Judge Lyman has ordered certain communications from the defendants and their contact with influencers such as Mr. Hilton. What I want to know is, did he issue a deadline? There's an existing order covering some of what you're asking for. In that order, what is the timeline and scope of that? That is my first question. And so then Meryl goes up and she says, Your Honor, September 5th or 8th is the deadline for that. I have to check. But she says there may be no individual probative value separate from the facts. And then it says they had oral physical. I don't know what that means, that part. They had oral physical. I must not have finished that sentence. But she basically says, we uncovered that they were providing information through a shared drive. Oh, they had ordered. Maybe they had ordered physical. I'm not sure what that sentence was. But basically, we uncovered they were providing information through a shared drive. It's also probative agreements and payments that we're looking for, which would not be provided or compelled by the Wayfair party. So they're saying like any agreements that they had between each other, any payments, and then anything that had to do with the shared drive wouldn't be compelled through that Wayfair order. And then the judge interrupts, like he interrupts her as she's talking about those agreements and payments. And she kept talking about payments. It was so crazy. Like she knew that Friedman had paid him some way or something, which was ridiculous because there's still no proof of that. It says, I'm aware of the he interrupts her and he's like, okay, I'm aware of the duplication that is written in the filings. What I want is to get to the dates and whether it's already been provided. And then she goes, well, one of the defendants said that they had communicated on Signal, and some individuals have admitted to using Signals. And so we don't know what we'll get from defendants. And then the judge is like exasperated and he's like, well, did they provide a privilege log? And then she says, yes, they did, but it's deficient. It's got, it doesn't have a single communication with content providers. And then he interrupts her again and says, okay, but did counsel provide a privilege log? And she said, no, counsel did not. Wayfarer parties provided it. It says, but you would need a more robust privilege log that was not the one provided by them. And there is no communications with Mr. Hilton on the privilege log. Because she said that the Wayfarer parties provided one privilege log and it only had one name and it wasn't Hilton's, which I'm like, well then why do you guys keep going after Perez Hilton? The judge says, well, one of the things to consider is the privilege log. And I would need it provided in camera after the deadline. Is there any way to compare that and what has been produced? And why can't we produce that? That was the extra page. So then she goes, okay, well, let me answer the question in two parts. First of all, this is Meryl. Timeline documents in discovery. No, first of all, as far as the timeline, document discovery is closed. Depositions are underway. We've tried for 6 months. And there's been more delays because everyone is pointing fingers at everyone else. The privilege would attach that we have, the privileges that we would attach is that we have sworn testimony that Mr. Hilton factored into the seating. And this is where I was talking to someone else where I said, sworn testimony, did somebody say something in the depot or something? Because what do you mean sworn testimony? And I'm wondering if they think that the paperwork, the tag interrogatory, since it's signed under the oath, if that's considered sworn testimony, and that's what she's talking about. But she's saying, we have sworn testimony that Mr. Hilton factored into the seating. So then he interrupts again, the judge. The judge was just not having anything from Meryl. Let's see what y'all are saying, just coming in here. Oh, sorry, Jennifer, I hope you're feeling better. Happy evening. Okay, so it's just people just coming in. Okay, cool. And then he interrupts and he's like, he goes, yeah, I know that already. You wrote that in your briefings. The question is fact specific. He's like, what does he say? Oh, this is where it got messy. Okay, it says, he interrupts and he goes, I know you wrote that already. My question is fact specific and case specific. He's like, I cannot invoke privilege or deny the privilege of this information if I don't know what's in it. And if I find that it doesn't apply, or how can I find that it doesn't apply? The prudent approach is to see the privilege log. I need to go line by line and see if it's duplicative. And then she says, and then Meryl interrupts and she's like, the format and privilege log, she says, well, Meryl interrupts and she says, the format and privilege log, we had a motion to compel from the courts that ordered it from up to February 21st, 2025. And then he interrupts her again when she says that. And he's like, that's not what I'm asking. He's like, because I'm not putting an end date on the privileged information. So that was a little Easter egg. Oh, thank you, Missy. I know there's like a bunch of trolls and they're like not there today. So I don't know if it was just, like, I don't know how it works with people coming in. If it's like, because I'm in the courthouse, it notifies people who are around you that are on YouTube or something. I don't know. That was really, really weird that a bunch of trolls. I've never had trolls on this channel. Hi, Amy. How are you? Okay, so that was a little Easter egg where he's like, I'm not putting an end date on this. Like, so he basically is saying, like, I'm asking for the information, the privilege log from May, which what they're asking for, and there's no end date. So he's like, she says, what I'm nervous about is lumping everything in without including the text. Or no, he said, what I'm nervous about is that we're going to lump everything in and it won't include the text and the dates. And so that was the end of her thing. Oh, Christina says vertical pulls more people in, but gets more trolls because it's people scrolling through. Okay, so that's why we didn't have trolls, because I'm doing it from the computer today because I didn't want to hold the phone up. Okay. So now we're at 2:30, Perez, here we go, 2:30. So the first was, Meryl went up at what, 2:15? So now it's 15, her argument was about 15 minutes long. So now it's 2:30, Perez. Have you had the opportunity to organize a privilege log? If you invoke the privilege of a document has to be created. Because it has sources, so in order for me to see the types of communications that you are inserting, you are to provide me with a privilege log with every communication. And then Perez was like, Your Honor, at first, in like 20, I have to be out of here by 8, so like 20 minutes. Yeah, I should be good. I only have a couple more pages, like 3 more pages, so we should be good. Because they were 30 minutes away, and then they're going to come get me, so I could just let them in, and then we can leave from there. But I should be good. But thank you, Laura, for checking. Okay. If you invoke, so then he, instead of like talking about the privilege log, because the judge is explaining to him, like, I'm going to need a privilege log. He's like, I just want to really quick assert that Miss Lively's counsel said that California law should apply. And then the judge cut him off right there and was like, I understand your argument and I appreciate that for the record. He kept saying he appreciated all his legal arguments. When he interrupted Meryl, he didn't say, I appreciate you or anything like that. He was just like, yes, he did do news interviews. I think Channel 3 was there. I don't know if Channel 8 interviewed him too, but it was kind of like he was talking to all of us. He was talking to Popcorn Planet, my channel, everyone else all at the same time. He kind of just went out there and, oh, thank you, Shannon. There was actually a couple of us wearing magenta. Okay, so when he interrupted him, he was like, look, I've already made the decision that the federal common law applies. I appreciate that for the record that you are letting me know, but please just focus on the question that I know you've already written in this in the papers and I considered it and I've already made my decision that federal law applies. So he was really nice about it. Whereas with Meryl, he would just be like, no, that's not what I asked you. Here he was like, I appreciate you. I'm glad you brought that up for the record. He's like, I would like to, and then this is where Perez clapped back. This is where I think he did amazing. He's like, okay, well, I would like to echo what Miss Lively's lawyer said, and that we want to take care of this today. On Friday, I was ordered to create a privilege log, and I have it. And so then she says, the judge says, I appreciate the work you put in. Under the law and the what is the QRP? Is it qualified reporter's privilege? Is that what it's called? What's the Q stand for? Because I started abbreviating it to Q. Is it qualified? Let me go look if that's the correct privilege. Does anybody know what the Q? I think it's qualified reporter's privilege. Yeah, qualified reporter's privilege. I started using QRP. And then so he goes, I appreciate the work you put in. Under the law of the qualified reporter's privilege, I would have to look at it to determine my approach. And then he's like, we can clear the courtroom and get an expedited review. So he asks Meryl, you wouldn't be opposed, would you? And then she like gets caught off guard and she's like, so he came prepared, Perez came prepared with this privilege log and caught her off guard. And then she's like, I can't think of anything off the top of my head to object, but if it's ex parte, I kept saying ex parte, but I guess it's ex parte, is what's in it. He's like, Perez is entitled for me to consider this. If it's not privileged, then you would be allowed to address it. But ex parte is the ex parte part is going to be about the log itself. That's all the communications we'll have. We'll only be talking about the log. This is how we did it. This is how we do it all the time, he says. I want it to be clear that it's nothing more than that will be discussed. If Mr. Hilton has it, then I'm going to look over it or whatever. He's like, if he has it now. And then she's arguing. She's like, well, if the privilege log isn't privileged, if what's in the privilege log isn't privileged after you see it, then we want to see it, even if it's redacted. And she kept saying, it's hard to talk about abstract. That was one of the quotes that she kept saying. It's hard to talk about this in the abstract, like I don't have enough information on it or whatever. So he says, the issue here is that the sources offer protection, Ms. Governski. That is why. Usually it's attorney-client privilege, but this is different. He has to provide his privilege log and it would nullify the privilege, but I need to look at it first. And then Meryl says, she's like, no, it has nothing to do with the sources being redacted because we already know who the sources are. The sources are the Freedmen and the Wayfair parties. And then he cuts her off, and oh, this was so spicy. Like, I looked over at Victoria, she was sitting next to me, and I was like, spicy. Because he goes, no, you don't know. You haven't seen it. You don't know what the sources are on there. Like, you haven't seen the privilege log. Like, you're just assuming that it's spicy. Yeah, Joy, spicy. You don't, and he goes, no, you don't. You haven't seen it. You don't know what's there. That's exactly how he said it. Like, I wrote that one verbatim. You don't know what's there. And then she goes, I understand, but if you could provide us the sources redacted, we should be. And he's like, interrupts her. I appreciate your input, but first step is to look at the privilege log. And then he looks at Perez and says, do you have an email? Okay. And he's like, I have a physical copy, sir. And so at 2:40, so he argued, Perez argued for about 10 minutes. Again, she started at 2:15 to 2:30, so she argued about 15 minutes. He argued for 10 minutes, and then that's when he says, we're gonna need the courtroom cleared. And then the clerk and the judge started talking. So that's 2:40, then we got to 3:10. So this is, love this judge. Yeah, he was not having any of Meryl, but like the way he treated Perez, it was almost like with kid gloves. Like he was just like, I know you're pro se, and like, I respect your argument. And like, it was really good. Like, I love the fact that he wasn't like aggressive, because sometimes when people are pro se or whatever, or just in general, even when they have lawyers, like the judges can be aggressive. And he wasn't necessarily aggressive to Meryl. He was just like, dude, that's not what I asked. And like, maybe because she's a lawyer, like he felt like she knew better. Like he had to keep repeating it and repeating it. He's like, dude, all the stuff that you're saying, I won't know or be able to answer until I see the privilege log. I wonder why the judge don't like Meryl. I don't know if it could have been that Nevadan comment or whatever. It's not like he doesn't like her. That's the thing. It was like, it wasn't like he was being nasty to her and I think it was just like, he just wasn't having it. Like, he's just like almost like exhausted. Like, okay, that's not what I said. Cause she would keep saying like, but can I see the privilege log? If it's not privileged, we want to see it. Da, da, da. And he's like, I can't give you an answer on that until I see it. Yeah, he had a physical copy and it surprised her lawyers. Oh, tried to steal it from him. Well, then it gets spicy because he's like, look, at 3:10, he comes back in. We all come back in. We lost a couple folks from that. I know there was a reporter that had to leave to go report on another. She was live. Okay, hold on. I think that I may have to go. This might be part 2. Hold on. Because I have the keys, so hold on. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna have to do part 2 real quick. I might go on from the room. Ooh, spicy. Thank you so much for the 20. Let me see if I can put it up here. I don't know how to put them up on the chat, but Shanonos, thank you so much for the 20. I have, let me see if she can come down to get the key. Because I only have a couple more pages. Let me see. I'll just tell her I have a couple more pages. Sorry, guys. Oh, I have to let them in. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys. There's gonna have to be a part 2. I know I have like 99. Let me see if I can just run upstairs and get the key. That was my bad. I did not realize that I was gonna have to leave. Okay, I'll be right up. Yeah, this is, sorry, y'all. I had promised them that we were gonna go. It's all good, CJ. Oh, thank you, Laura. Okay, so I'm gonna go part 2 on when they came back at 3:10. So stay tuned. I'll be back, I would say maybe in like an hour or so. It's not gonna be a long dinner. We're gonna have dinner here. So yeah, I will come back. Amy says, enjoy your night. Part 2 coming up. It was just getting good, I know, but I left y'all hanging. Thanks, Shanonos, for the 19. I appreciate y'all. But I'll be back in an hour when we're done with dinner. And I will give you guys the part 2 of what he said about the privilege log and all that. See y'all in an hour. Hopefully we get the crowd back. If not, y'all can be replay crew. All right. See y'all soon.